One thing to know about Geek Vape. You can fit your little schmuck coils inside of this Geek Vape. That's one thing to know. So say you ran out of coils and you want a higher watt coil than what the Geek Vape will use. Well, that's what you do. You take a coil that's not really meant for this mod or this tank, and you screw it on, and they'll both interchange. Someone told me that tonight. So I'm going to look around for other tanks that will work with this top, yada, yada, yada. She's not supposed to be in there. She always goes into Mom's room before going into my bedroom. What I'm wondering is any of my sound having an issue, any of that? Probably not. It's been so long since I've actually sat down and done a live video. Everybody's probably like, what the fuck? Where you been, Nick? Where you been? I've been here. I've been there. I've been a little bit of everywhere. Oh, you just got up and saw me live? It's kind of cool that this works in here, though, because then I don't have to go out and buy coils. I've got plenty of boxes of these just lying around, and there's other ones I can grab out of the drawer that, like I said, are just lying around because I stopped using this because they didn't puff as big of clouds in my old vape as they do in this one. Yeah, CBD oil. Okay, we're on that subject. Okay, so I found out if you go to stores and you buy this, you're wasting your money. Buy it online. Buy it on their website at justcbd.com or vice versa. Buy it on Hemp Bomb's website at hempbombs.com. And you won't ever have to go through the hassle of paying too much for a 100 milliliter or 100 milligram, 60 milliliter bottle of something that isn't really fucking worth it. Yeah, I said something that really isn't fucking worth it. So that's what I'm doing from now on. I'm no longer going to vape stores and buying juice. I'm no longer going to vape stores and buying coils after tonight. I'm no longer going to any of those places because I see it as I'm wasting tons of money in those places. At least $200 or $300 a month in one of those places. And it's ridiculous. They'll shut down whoever the hell they want to shut down. Really, they're not succeeding at anything. They're not making the internet safe for anyone. What they're really doing is just censoring the hell out of a website that wasn't censored before celebrities, comedians, all these other people got on here. Just so you guys know. Celebrities, comedians, politicians. Once they all got on YouTube, it just went. But what do I know? I'm always the guy that's talking about politics and not being on the slave plantation and this and that, and nobody ever fucking listens to me. So I just preach and preach and preach and preach my same old story, and no one ever hears it. And that's not a joke. I'm being serious. I've probably gone on and on and on and beat the horse past death just to prove a point. And people still don't get the point. They call it conspiracy theory, is what they call it. They think it's all conspiracy. Oh, so it's conspiracy that, Republicans didn't start the whole slave movement. It's conspiracy that Democrats started the whole slave movement. Yeah, total conspiracy. It's just total conspiracy that, Democrats are pretty much the whole reason that there's a social divide in this whole country. And people don't get it. Plantation politics. What exactly does that mean? Well, everybody has to think the same. If they don't think the same, then how are they the same? You get what I'm saying? They aren't the same if they don't all think the same. You all got to think like a hive to be a part of the plantation, don't you know? You got to be so stuck on stupid to not get that the party that I speak of didn't create freedom. They didn't create, abolition of slavery. They didn't create any of the things that they claim they created. And go figure. The first recorded, we'll say recorded president who was African American. Why should I even go there? People won't believe me. He wasn't the first African American president. And you know what? If you want to get technical, he was part of the slave plantation mentality because he was a Democrat. He was a Democrat. And now you're going to wonder why you even say that? Why you even go into that? Well, the point I'm pointing out, people don't learn from history. History tends to repeat itself thousands of times over. I believe it was Lyndon B. Johnson that said, I'll have these N-words voting Democrat, tell la la da da. And he was not lying. And you know what? It's the truth. It doesn't change. And I don't have a racist bone in my whole body, but the point is when people can't see what's solely right in front of them, when African-American professors preach about this crap and they talk about this crap, and then people act like, oh, they're all being spoon-fed a bowl of bullshit and garbage. They don't even really learn history nowadays. I've had to share points of view of history over and over and over and over and over and over. And the point is if people really realized JFK was as far from a Democrat as you could possibly think, but he was a Democrat. If that makes any sense, he wasn't of the Democrat mind because he was going to expose it all. Just saying. And yet, a president named Donald Trump exposes a lot of shit, and then everybody's all like, oh, conspiracy. Oh my God, conspiracy. Oh, Russia. Y'all ever notice they kind of tend to repeat the same garbage until people don't want to hear it anymore? Y'all ever notice you go over to Facebook and you somehow end up leaving Facebook angry as fuck? There's a reason for that. It's called an algorithm, just like YouTube. Now, notice how you ever leave YouTube and you sometimes leave there happier than you were before you went there, and sometimes you leave there angrier than you were before you went there. You know what I'm saying? It's like We're conditionalized to not see what's right fucking in front of us. Yes, Facebook profits off of us arguing. You're correct. You're absolutely correct on that. And they profit off of people having mixed negative reviews. Really? That's why they think they need to fact check everything. Oh, they got a new rule on YouTube now. You gotta make sure your content's okay for children. Well, I'm sorry, I tend to cuss a lot, personally. And when I'm vaping or in a vaping mood or a vape video, and I'm talking about the vape and or politics, it just kind of states kids shouldn't be around it. Kids don't know about politics because, obviously, same thing goes for, this word I just used a few minutes ago. They weren't conditionalized into thinking positive or negative or making their own free thought. They were conditionalized into thinking like everybody else, aka watching the Disney Channel, aka being, subjected to mental conditioning over and over and over and over and over again until their brain is so hardwired to the negative that they can't see the positive. That their brain and their outlook is so warped that it's a screw. It's a screw coming undone. And they aren't pushing us apart. And I'm just crazy. I'm just a crazy white guy in his damn freaking living room. On his computer, making videos, not on a laptop. Sorry, my back is killing me. It's like we're conditionalized to think, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. Yet nobody ever gave Orange Man good chance, good bite off the chew. It's just like when you're in court. When you're in court, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, right? Nobody ever gave them the chance to be proven innocent. They're just like, guilty, 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 guilty. In the last month, I've literally done over 47 interviews trying to find a new job because I will not go back to painting. I refuse. Okay? So that's pretty much where all my time's been. Is interviews. And I'll say, for coils that I wouldn't use in my other tank, they hit fat in this thing. That's what I will say. Yeah, they made songs about him. You're correct. For years. Made songs about him and made songs about him, how they wanted to be like him. Even Tupac sang about how everybody wants to be like Donald Trump. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. And yet, I don't know if the most prophetical rapper to ever speak or, spit the prophet gospel, as I would call it, because straight up he was a prophet, even if he was coming from the thug of the thuggiest thug. Okay? But if he can predict that he thinks that man is going to be president, and that was in 1991, I'm sorry. Not to mention, there's all kinds of prominent people that before he became president, used to hang out with him all the time. They were good friends. Then he becomes president. And notice they don't hang out with him. And these people I'm speaking about, I can't ever remember his name, but the way I remember him, he has big afro. And he's got like white stripes going through his hair, and I can never remember his damn name, but they used to hang out all the time. They used to go watch guy that bit the other guy's ear off, Mike Tyson. Don King, thank you. Man, I'm bad at names. But yeah, they used to hang out all the time before he became president. Oh, look, he became president. There's the door. You know? Or vice versa. Steve Harvey. They used to hang out all the time. Steve Harvey's been in the White House many times since he's became president. But the point is people call him an Uncle Tom. An Uncle Tom. You know, Uncle Tom, for those of you who don't know, was the site boss on the plantation, aka a name given to certain black people that were essentially, you know, yes sirs for massa, okay? And that's the easiest way I can explain it for people so they get it and they don't fucking, oh, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I can't get any more straight to the truth without putting it like that. People won't understand it. And then there's a reason there's an 18 plus on this video. People will call me a racist. La da 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 da. Fuck you. Nieces, Hispanic. Nephews, Hispanic. Cousins, black. Me, Native American. Both sides. Spanish. Can't be racist, sorry. Just doesn't work. I'd be hating myself all day long. You know, when I first moved here, tons of people used to call it White-a-ho. I don't understand why they do it, but I get it. Yeah, about 80% of Idaho is either white or of some different orientation. You know, there's a lot of Native Americans still here. There's a lot of Asiatic cultures here, just spread out. Just like there's a lot of black people here. And I never understood why people called it White-a-ho. Because it's just as much of a melting pot as freaking California. And California is just a swamp waiting for that. You remember as a kid how we used to have the chain wrapped to the plug? And the plug, you had to tug really, really hard to get the motherfucker out of there, right? You had to tug really, really freaking hard, right? Well, that's pretty much what needs to be done in California. Somebody needs to tug that chain really hard, and just throw it right out in the ocean. Yeah, if you're white, you can't say shit, but you get hated on the most, right? And then, and no one cares. Oh, yeah. But if you're of any other ethnicity or gender or you know, sex, oh, yeah, you can talk all day long. It's okay. Yay! I've got 3 pumpkins sitting on the counter. They would be still outside if I wasn't going to use them for pie. Y'all know how I love pie. I love sweet potato pie more than pumpkin pie anymore, and most people wouldn't understand that. Sweet potato pie is just one of those culture foods, okay? I was telling my mom about lack of culture tonight because, you know, I know stuff about Hebrew culture that she don't even know. You know, it's like I've worked for Chabad. I've done things for certain temples, and I basically served them on their nights that they're not allowed to serve themselves because it's against their religious. Hold on, don't. Don't help me here. It is against their religious practices to work on certain holidays. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah. There's too many to remember. Anyway, point being is, yeah, I had to educate her on that. But I'm always doing that. I'm always educating people on stuff. You know, it's sad. I worked for somebody, and I always had to educate them about stuff that was old school. And I'd only done it for them for 3 months. So, wipe my ass. Here you go. If you don't get what I mean by that, that's basically saying they didn't know shit, and they can literally sit there and wipe the poop from my ass because libertad. They needed to be liberated. You know, it's pretty sad when you have to clean up shit after grown adults. Literally. And that's not even part of the job description. When you have to clean up shit on a construction site after grown adults, it's essentially the same as, you know, going and pulling up the diaper of the grown-ass man and making sure he wiped his ass. Yeah. If I wrote a book on life, people would be blown away. It probably wouldn't get published past, you know, maybe Amazon's bestseller for top 5. Probably wouldn't get past that. I know a lot of people. I could get it out there. Don't get me wrong. Just would everybody read it? No. Just like, does everybody watch all my videos all the way through? No. Wow, if everything was a YouTube video, do you think they'd still listen? No. It's just like a point I argued with somebody earlier. Oh, Democrats helped build the wall. Democrats helped build this. I'm like, where are you getting these farce facts from? Hard labor helped build that wall. And you know what Democrats do? They put that shit, they take that money and they go, oh, here. Oh, the money, I turned it into something. Got to put it back here. Oh, it never made it to where it was supposed to go, right? Ever. You know, why'd we give millions of dollars over to Iran? Why'd we sell our uranium to Russia, Iran, North Korea? List goes on and on. Probably a couple Turkish countries. Who can say? Democrats were in control for those 8 years. Who can say why we did all those things? Who can say why some son of a vice president of the United States got paid $50,000 a year? Or no, wasn't it a $50,000 a month for doing absolutely nothing? That's almost as good as Bernie Sanders saying that if he gets elected in office, he's going to have AOC be on his board. Okay, I'm going to act something out, and this is what AOC reminds me of. And if you don't get why I'm saying that bitch is freaking retarded. An ape has more common sense than she does. I don't care if this gets demonetized because I'm not even really monetized. Oh, let's go into a subject that everybody's probably been crying about. So, the vape industry, they have all this shinola about how people are dying left and right? And let's get down to the skivvy. You guys really want to know what's killing people? It's not THC. It's not nicotine. It's vitamin E acetate. It's what they use to bind the two together, or vice versa, bind propylene glycol to the THC, or CBD for that matter. And then they want to blame it on two products, nicotine and marijuana. Don't you see how asinine that is? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Shit. I've been vaping on and off for the last 7-8 years. I'm just saying. No, I do actually concur that it is some vape companies using vitamin E acetate, and only vitamin E acetate, to bond their THC to these stupid fucking cartridges so that they are able to burn through these stupid fucking cartridges. Oh, let's get into that subject. So they're able to burn through a 510 cartridge. Oh, there's none in there. Well, I don't have any in here right now, but I have an empty one somewhere. Okay, so basically, 510 cartridge. It's those things that you, if you live in a state where it's legal, obviously like I used to, like California, it's basically one of those throwaway cartridges. Those throwaway cartridges. They're putting that crap in those throwaway cartridges. And I read a whole article by the CDC about this. So that's how I know that what they are and aren't doing. And they're actually making tobacco companies go through and make sure that they have no vitamin E acetate in it because, the off chance that maybe some slip through. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I have two friends, I had two friends that were both in the tobacco industry, and basically they've had to take all their products off the line. All of them. Pretty much says a lot. They're having to go through and rebrand, redo this, redo that, make sure that everything meets standards and meets, specific laws, yada, yada. It's bullshit. That's what it is. Just another way for big pharma and big tobacco to hold everybody back. But what do I know? I'm just a guy sitting in his living room / kitchen. Kitchen's over there. I'm looking for the tab I had open. She probably closed it. Oh, I was looking up how much it costs to own Asian marijuana in the U.S. now. A few days ago, like maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe. Anyways, true Asian marijuana, it was illegal for almost half a year to bring them into the States. And some of them are even going upwards of $300,000. I don't know about you guys, but I could buy a freaking house for that price. Why would I spend that kind of money on a fish? Fuck that. Oy. Yeah, in Florida, I guarantee it. And they're probably crossbreeds too. why I say everything's probably a crossbreed by now is because look at our oceans, look at our rivers, look at our lakes. Things get in there that aren't supposed to be in there. Just like in Florida, you guys have an overabundance of a fish that isn't even from there, which is has spines on it. I always forget this fish's name. It's always been one of lionfish. You have lionfish in Florida, and they're not native to Florida. They're not native. And what happened is a bunch of fishermen pretty much put these lionfish in there. I'm not sure when, but I know it happened. And basically, if you see lionfish, you're supposed to catch them and kill them. I think it's stupid. Or, vice versa, fish enthusiasts got too many of them. One got sick and they let them into the ocean, yada, yada. They thought they were helping the fish. Really, what you're doing is you're destroying a whole ecosystem on the Atlantic board. And lionfish eat about damn near everything. Okie dokie. I didn't say send feedback. So basically what vitamin E acetate does, I'll explain it for those of you who don't know. It's so sticky, it's like molasses, all right? It clings to the lungs, and it clings to the tissue inside the lungs, and basically crystallizes. And that is how kids and most of these people that are getting hurt or dying are kids. Only about 2 or 3 of them by now have been adults. So that should say a whole hell of a lot.
Hey.
Howdy.
3 rides.
Cool. Hi, Mom. Hi, YouTube. Close the door if you're going in there.
Yeah, I am.
And honestly, what it is it's kids making stuff themselves. Go figure. That's what it says. They're making it themselves. They're adding it, and they're adding nicotine, which is actually really dangerous to add nicotine to THC. I would know because I did it for years before they came out with all this bullshit. But what it does is it puts fluid on your lungs, and then that fluid turns into essentially crystals and freezes, and that's often when people die because the vitamin E acetate is like a form, I guess, of formaldehyde or something like that when it's smoked or inhaled. Go figure. I mean, you could probably inhale formaldehyde just sucking off a fucking little dab rig or whatever. With a propane torch, butane torch. Just saying. There's a lot of things out there that are going to kill you. I highly doubt THC is going to be the thing. It's going to be that vitamin E, the thing they use to basically chemically alter it. Wow. Don't believe the hype. in the next 4 months, like Rip Tippers gives it, they're probably going to ban any videos having to relate with vaping or anything of that sort, tobacco, etc., which would be really absurd because, it would basically be detrimental to the whole industry of, medical cannabis, because obviously they will be shining a negative light on something that's already had enough negative light shined on it. Period. 42 deaths have been confirmed, 24 states, and the District of Columbia as of November 13th, 2019. As I read that, yeah, that's all. That is all. CDC recommends that you do not use THC containing e-cigarettes or vaping products. Yeah, and they're all, like I said, blaming it on marijuana. Vitamin E acetate might be used as an additive, most notably as a thickening agent in, you said it, yep, containing e-cigarettes or vaping products. Vitamin E is vitamins found in many food cells, including vegetable oils, cereals, meats, fruits, and vegetables. It is also available as a dietary supplement and in many cosmetics products like skin creams. Yet it's dangerous when it gets vaped into your lungs. That's the sheer fact. And that's what they're not saying to the public. End of story. So basically, I didn't need to go out and buy coils tonight because these fit. That's what this whole video really was about. I just went on a side tangent rant. People like that sometimes. Sometimes. I just don't like these ones because they're not mesh. The ones I just bought are mesh, I believe. I don't need to change one right now, so it's not like it really matters. So now I'm going to save these, knowing that, because I'll use the others before I use these, because last week, or 2 weeks ago, I bought a thing of these, and it only lasted 5 freaking days. It's like, no. 5 coils should last you at least 2 weeks, dude. And if you can't make 5 coils last 2 weeks, you're doing something wrong. You're not juicing your coil enough. You're not doing whatever. And I mix nicotine with CBD, so. Oh, kill me! Ah, it's gonna kill me faster. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Hope I got this job up at the ski lodge. Means I get to go ski for free and snowboard for free and everything else for free. I said free. That was a joke, by the way. Yeah, that's Shinola. Oh, that felt good, huh? What? Amaretto, that's the one with the cherries and the nuts, right? And the vanilla ice cream, right? Or is that another one that I'm thinking of? By the way, if you guys are wondering, fish tanks are downstairs. Fish tanks are downstairs. I don't have another PC right now. I'm working on getting some security cameras so that I can live stream the fish tanks and do this video at the same time. And you're probably wondering why security cameras? Because somebody gave me that bright idea. Hey, why don't you just buy a couple security cameras, mount them, and just freaking stream them to your damn computer? So that way you can watch your fish all the time. It'll be like $150 later, and it'll be all be said and done. And then I can also have one for the outside of the house. Watch the squirrels and the coons, the raccoons. Which I have a family of raccoons and possums that tend to go frequently through my backyard because we have big ass trees. And my eye is now twitching, and when I pressed on it just now, it felt like a bunch of pressure release. That was weird. Yeah, it's what Pond Moore uses to record his koi. You're correct. Yeah, underwater cam too. That's what I'm going to do. And eventually, when I redo the greenhouse come this time next year, I'm going to use plastic paneling. The only thing I'm going to use plastic for is like the plastic. Here, I'll show you. Only thing I'm going to use this painter's plastic for is where I don't have enough plastic paneling, because the plastic paneling in total will probably cost $185. Some guy from California that works at Walmart here in town gave me that idea tonight, and he told me before he went and got the plastic paneling, hi Mom, that he wasted $80 or more. He said more than $80 on this plastic, right?
No,
70 or $80 on this plastic alone. Just doing the greenhouse. So if that gives you a price range, it's not so bad. It works. You just have to be good about it, and you have to be proactive about it. And yeah, I wasn't proactive enough. My plants died for the most part, other than a couple things: strawberries, onions, potatoes, one habanero plant, and something else I can't remember right now. I'll get back to you on that. Oh, the cactus my cactus are still alive. And my for some reason, the smallest dragon fruit cactus, it's doing great. The largest one, the longest one, doesn't look like it's going to make it. Hopefully, I can bring it inside here within the next couple of days, get a little cheap heater, put it out there in the center, and that'll work. Because I've tried heat lamps. Heat lamps do jack all. They do shinola. Nothing. Trust me, I'd be doing videos left and right of the damn greenhouse if it looked better. That pretty much says Nick does not want to take a video of it because that's how pissed he got at it. I think one of you guys did Hawaiian cichlids or something like that. You know, it's branched off and did your own little, breeding of cichlids in Hawaii. But I can't remember who it is right now, and it's irrelevant because they obviously have way more subs than I do. Not that that matters, but hey, the point I'm making is when you have more subs, you kind of get heard a lot more, and you kind of get seen a lot more. And they were like little crebensis, but the LFS here has like little red and white. They look like cichlids, but they're not. They're micro. They might be cichlids. They might be a micro version of cichlids, but they're badass. I want to get them and put them in with the puffers once I get another filtration system on that puffer tank, because that puffer tank just is taking a beating, and they kill any pleco I put in there. So it's pointless to put autosynchus. It's pointless to put anything that sucks up the ground. They even eat all the snails, so they hate snails. They love snails. Snails are their favorite food, but they hate freaking plecos even more. They'll kill any pleco that goes in that tank. They've killed 2 bumblebee gobies as well. My mouth just doesn't stop tonight, so if you ever get tired of me jibber jabbering, let me know. Yeah, there's been tons of new cichlids coming out of South America, and that's kind of why I was saying Hawaiianized, because they bred them over there, obviously. But what I'd like to see is like little rivers and streams breed unique fishes that you wouldn't find in certain states and rehab them. Like, don't let them out into the wild, obviously. Rehab them till the point that you can let species after species out into the wild. And then that would repopulate this whole planet with every different type of fish that you could think of that went extinct or vice versa. And if it didn't, there would be new fish that came out of it because genetic mutations and genetic, what is the word for it? Deviations, which is pretty much the same thing as genetic mutations, but just slight alterations of the gene pool, which is kind of opposite if you know anything about genetics. But where I'm at, I'm staying to breeding cichlids right now. I've got 2 tanks that are successfully got cichlids stocked to the bone, and they may have a few other, mixed fish in there, like, loaches, clown loaches. I had some different types of plecos in there. They all got killed by the mating pair. Okay. You do not know how hard it is to keep a community tank and have all these fish mating in it all the time. It is freaking complicated. People act like, oh, I just set this tank up yesterday, man. I'm gonna buy 50 fish and just throw them in there, man, and it's gonna survive. I'm going to put it like this. When I started my first fish tank at 12 years old, 11 years old, something like that, I didn't have more than 4 or 5 fish in there for over 2 years. You know, letting it get cycled, letting it get to the point that it's fully established. Yeah, those are things kids don't know how to do nowadays, and they have to be taught. Some, not all. Some. And there's no back to this stool here, so if you ever see me leaning back, I'm trying not to fall over. Whatever. Mom left again because she goes and does lift rides this time of night. And I would do lift rides, but I sadly cannot get a fucking driver's license because I have what you know, or some of you might now know as TIAs, which is a small form of strokes. If they let me into the military, that would be a freaking blessing. But I highly doubt they will because of that. But if I can act like I don't have them and, you know, pass through and get through, that's kind of been my plan in the next few months, you know. Quit everything, including vaping. And pretty much try to go and join either the Coast Guard, the Marines, or the Army. One of those 3 branches. Most people will be like, why Coast Guard? Well, Coast Guard, you get to see a lot of fun shit. Just saying, you get to guard our coast. You get to see orcas, and you get to see gray whales and all kinds of stuff that you don't see here on land. Does that explain it? Yeah. That and a lot of benefits. Good benefits. That, and if you're in the Coast Guard long enough and you live in the state of Idaho, they will teach you to be a riverboat captain. So basically meaning you can go up and down the Salmon, you can go up and down the Boise with a boat that does like, each engine does like over 300 RPMs or something like that. And these are jet engines. So these engines basically push this boat up a mountain. No problem. Or up, you know, a river is upstream. You can go upstream in these boats. Most boats can't do that. And back in the day when they used to log out here, they used to just have the logging boats go down the river. And once they were done, they'd break them up and use the logs to build houses, to build this, to build that, you know. Yeah, they get to do all kinds of stuff. Nah, I don't want to go in just to save the bales, man. I've smoked enough bales in my life. That's the truth. I have. I've smoked bales. Bales. Oh no, here comes the terrorizer. The dog. Yes, I did. Found them online.
How much? $5? Are they the right kind? And all that good stuff?
Depends which ones you're talking about.
Cool. A lot cheaper. Is that just for one or is that
No,
for 5?
I'm scrolling down and showing you.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm on the right page or not. No, I'm not. No, I turned the audio off for a second. That's what it was. But yeah. Are you reading this?
Mm-hmm.
For the tank behind me on the table?
Mm-hmm. $4.47. $5.91. Cool.
No, not those. This.
Yeah, $4.47.
And then
Cool.
I will. You're not looking at these too.
Yes, I'm looking at all of them. $6.73. It's a lot cheaper than you've been paying for them.
Yeah. Why would I go in a store when I could just do this?
Yep. Why did you shut her in here?
I didn't shut her in there. It must have just closed on its own. And I closed that door because you had the fucking TV blasting. You had the TV blasting! Hey, Ma, where's the meatloaf? Yeah, I had muted it for a second. So I could talk to my mother. And she's not listening because she's like, freaking bedroom door is wide open. You could hear the TV. Ugh. You know what's really lame? So I was setting up my sound thing the other day. You can't have this connected and have those speakers connected behind the screens at the same time. It doesn't work. It's like you have to have multiple Bluetooths to do it. And you can't do it from an iPhone. You have to have an Android to be able to sync multiple Bluetooth speakers around the house. Go figure. My eye is bugging. It's not my left eye that's the lazy eye. It's the right eye. I always thought that for years, that it was my left eye. It's the right eye. Because watch, that's trained. Look. Does that look lazy to you? No, it follows you around the damn screen. Yeah, they have really good prices. I was looking at the prices and I'm like, why am I buying coils at shops anymore? Why am I buying vape juices at shops anymore? I'm going to find vape juice that doesn't contain all this nasty garbage, and I'm going to share it with my friends. Papa the Sailor. No. Man, you make me miss Robin Williams. Motherfucker. That's who the original Popeye was, if you guys didn't know that. Well, blow me down. Shiver me timbers. Yep. Fuck, I'm old. You know what I remember? I remember watching the old Midway with my grandfather over and over and over and over again. Literally, Midway. He made me watch that movie over and over. And then after the movie was over, he'd sit there and tell me his horror stories of war. Yeah. And tell me how he was in some of those battles and la 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 la. I have his hat downstairs. I wish I didn't. I wish I got buried with him. He always claims he was at Iwo Jima. It's kind of funny to me because if he was at Iwo Jima, then how was he somewhere else that said he was stationed to? You know, didn't make sense to me. So what made sense to me is when I found out later on after he's gone that he wasn't 15 years old when he joined. He wasn't 14 years old when he joined, but 13 years old when he joined the military. And he didn't have his parents sign or anything. He was just tall for his age and big. Go figure. Different times. Can't do that nowadays. Greatest story he ever told me, though, is about his best friend being blown in half. Greatest story. Because it's the only story where kamikazes were involved. And essentially, he was sitting there cleaning deck with his best friend or something like that. Cleaning the underdeck. Yeah, cleaning the underdeck on a big destroyer. I'm not even shitting you. He was down below, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. You know, you just keep hearing bullets and bombs hit off the front of the bow or whatever. And he kept telling me how all him and his friend could do is run to the top, run to the deck, and basically, grab guns, start shooting. Da-da-da. One of them gets on the machine gun, the other gets on the cannon, mortar, starts shooting down freaking Japs left and right. And this is the way he told me the story, so don't get offended. And basically, boom, 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 boom. His friend gets shot by a big gun. And it goes right through him. He tells me this every time. Or told me this every time. Every single time. I think he told me these stories just to scare shit out of me. But I shit you not, the size of a golf ball. It was on this side. On this side. And on the other side, bam. All he's doing is shoveling his entrails in the back of his back. Best friend in the whole world. Just pushing his entrails back into his back. He realized he was gone. Got up. Went up on the cannon. Started blam, 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 blam. And then he tells me this is how he lost his hearing. Or part of his hearing. The first time. And he basically gets blown off the ship into the water. And gets found a couple hours later. And they take him home. Yeah. He was in the Navy. He was in the Merchant Marines. He was in Army. He was a chef in the Army. I can't remember everything else. I don't know what he did in the Merchant Marines. He never would tell me. So, that's a mystery. Man who pretty much raised me. He'd smoke a pack and a half in a sitting at Cracker Barrel, at whatever restaurant. This is back when restaurants were still smoking, non-smoking, yada yada. He literally smoked a pack and a half right in front of me. I don't know why. It's just different days. And, we did that nowadays in front of our kids. We'd be freaking liable for child abuse. Go figure. There was another one he always liked to frequent with us kids. I can't remember. I want to say, why is it? Draw a blank, not Smash Balls. It's a restaurant that I don't think's around anymore. It's not Coco's, because they still got plenty of those, I think. Anyways, it was one of those restaurants you could ho-dunkly just throw peanut shells everywhere, okay? And they had them all over the place, and now they don't in California. But yeah, you could just throw peanut shells all over the place, and they also had them in Arizona, I think, but I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but he used to take me there all the time. They also had a smoking section. Go figure. Grandpa liked to smoke. And I'm talking about cigarettes. I had so many ashtrays when he died that I couldn't even count them all, and so many of them broke. Pisses me off a little bit, but some of them you can't get anymore, and it was like, why were they outside? But it is what it is. Kind of getting tired. I haven't even ate yet. Ate some snacks, really. Went and got those $1 mozzarella sticks. $1 potato cheese tots at Burger King. Oh, yeah. Back before they put all this nasty garbage in it and they actually cooked real food. Made real food. Prepared real food. It took 5 or 10 minutes. Now it's just fast. Most of it's just garbage anyway. You wouldn't even feed your dog it, Ugh. Tater tots. You know what? Idaho potatoes. Oh. You know what I remember in school? Till freshman year of high school, I was the lunch guy. I was the guy that handed you your lunch. So you didn't want to piss me off. You know what I'm saying? That was bad. Back in the day, man. Back in the day. You got to know what you're eating, right? You're eating meat. I was a dickhead to people who pissed me off. Then I got injured. Broke my spleen. Broke my spleen, Johnny. You know what really kills people? I'll tell you. It's mixing Nick salts with THC that is off the street. Vitamin E acetate made. That's what really kills people. I don't smoke Nick salts. I can't stand them. They make me fucking lightheaded. You know who I haven't seen in forever? And he was a YouTuber that everybody didn't really like. Von Helton. I got my first 400 subs through Von Helton. I lost my first 400 subs through Von Helton. Maybe it's a good thing he's not around. That fool is a troll. And he made it so easy to be trolled. So anyhow, nobody ever asked me what flavor vape juice I was smoking on. Ever. Y'all are lame. I didn't realize this live camera shit worked. It doesn't give me the option to shoot a picture though beforehand for some reason. I don't know why. I just had to go right through and live stream, and I can't have another camera open, which is dumb, but whatever. I don't even know where my other camera is right now. Well, if I was going to make my own, you know what, I would use this because I know for a fact that it doesn't have vitamin E acetate in it. And I know for a fact that it's safer than all those other junk ones out there. Oh, StreamYard, I think it let you do. Yeah, StreamYard is cool. I haven't really tried it. Fucking, what's his name? Mark sends me invites for that almost every other day. I've just been too busy. But yeah, you can check it for yourself and for your health. You going again?
Yeah, going again.
What sucks about that is you don't know how much you're making until you go.
Yeah.
That's lame. I don't like that. I would never do that. But yeah, here's the info on their shop. By far the best product I have ever used in the past. I haven't used it currently because I don't have no money. But if these kids really wanted to be safe about it, that's what I would do. But they don't have access to that. So kids shouldn't really even be doing that to begin with. That's my same stance that kids shouldn't really be on YouTube to begin with. That's the same thing that I thought from day one. From day one, I was A1. Come on now. I was against that shit from day one. Kids being on a goddamn internet. What the fuck's that all about? But yeah, really, I would use that. And the only reason I'd use that is because I've used it in the past and I know it works. But if you're going to use that, you also have to use a 510 cartridge. And people are probably still out there wondering what the hell 510 cartridge is. What is he talking about? Okay, so when you take this thing off here, this bottom part is the same size as a 510 cartridge. But 510 cartridge is really skinny, usually throwaway. Some of them aren't. I have some non-throwaway ones. from the past. Like I said, I used to do a lot of stuff. You guys know that. You guys knew that from the get-go. You still stood by. And you know what? You either like me or you don't. Ain't my fault. But like I said, we've talked about a lot of adult content tonight. And there's a reason for it. There should be those nights that I talk about adult things and have it 18 plus and no kids are allowed and yada, 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 yada. It's what it's got to be, right? It's not always just about fish and animals. Come on now. I mean, yeah, I want to save the animals of the world, but I ain't going to be able to conclude that goal without a little bit of help, you know? You mean like a tank that allows that kind of juice to go in it? Not saying that I have that in there right now. You know what I have in there right now. I just showed you earlier. Blue Dream, just CBD, and Juice Head, Raspberry Lemonade. And once those bottles run out, I'm not buying any more from a store. It's all either going to be online or nothing. And if it's not online, I'm not buying anything. I'm going to stop for a while because I need to conserve. As my friend Red used to say, stack them chips, boo-boo. By the way, Red's as black as they come. He's from Chirac, all right, a.k.a. Illtown, a.k.a. Illinois, a.k.a. I need to restate that, Illinois, a.k.a. Chirac. This one's all organic, made in America, and the reason I know it's all organic is because I've been on their website and I've read their FAQ and everything else. I don't just give something out without reading it. I just look it up a few times. If I find some negative reviews, I usually stay away from things that have negative reviews. Wow, it's pretty damn simple. By the way, you can also use CBD crystalline, which I'm pretty sure they sell in all 50 states now, inside a wax liquidizer, and it turns it into something that you can vape. And you don't have to go out and buy bottles of vape juice. I just saved people tons of money. And I've got some of that CBD crystalline in the other room. The only reason I know that is because I used to do that. To mix and match, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I showed you a website for a reason. It's like, I don't care at this point. It's like, yeah, this state is illegal, but I'm just telling you there is things out there that people could have been using instead of, you know, killing themselves. I knew that this company didn't have vitamin E acetate from the get-go because I knew that they wouldn't be able to sell that product in Colorado if it did. You know what you never do as a joke? Crush up ghost chili pepper and put it in the e-juice to somebody. That's raw. You see, y'all know how fucked up I could be now. You know how fucked up I could be. Think about it. I could go way worse. Saran wrap across the toilet seat. Okay, so there was a picture of that recently where, I shit you not, somebody's school, somewhere either here in Idaho or somewhere in Arizona, they basically, sorry, my eyes bugging me. They basically had kids go around the school and put saran wrap on both the boys' toilets and the girls' toilets and the urinals. So that way, when people use the urinals, yeah. I don't know if it was in Arizona or here in Idaho. I think it might have been here in Idaho. But it was big enough deal, it made the news. It's kind of funny. At the same time, gross. You know what's the worst? You ever get jock itch? Ugh. Ugh. It can happen just from sweating too much. Jock itch is the worst. Like, by far, the freaking worst. It basically leaves you rawhided from that sensitive area to the next part of the sensitive area. Yeah. Connects to the butthole. Yeah. Ouch. You know what's funny? Well, it's not so much funny, but friend of mine, his old neighbor's son, he's older, like 60 something, 67. And his dad's even older. His dad's like 80 something, 90 something. Anyways, the point is he lost his hearing, kind of like I did, but mine is only half hearing in this ear, and blah blah blah. It was from a boat fire, boat explosion. Pow! Anyway, point being is he lost his hearing from running down the street. He didn't realize that all these firecrackers he had in his pocket had somehow gotten lit on fire. And he was running down the street with firecrackers in his pocket and lost his hearing on one side because he had a t-shirt pocket, kind of like, I ain't got my flannel in here, but you guys get the drift. Yeah. He lost his hearing that way. And that's kind of like, ow. Note to anyone who does smoke in this state: there are too many squirrels. Do not hide your shit outside. That's the truth. Don't hide your shit outside. They'll eat it. Either that or your dog will eat it. Mine's behind me. I had to crank that damn heater up tonight to 80 or something like that. 70, 76, close to 80. Close enough. Dude, I can still get half stick of dynamite. Go down to Vegas. Or in between Vegas. It's like Inyo. Something like that. I got a buddy down there by the name of KB. Yeah, KB. It is 39 with a feels like 36. I'll still go outside in nothing but a t-shirt and a pair of pants. Right, like this. Over there's the front door. This is the living room. Over there's the kitchen. I don't know what this little tiny area between the kitchen and the other door, this side door, and this other side door is supposed to be. But I guess that would be considered your dining area, but it's very, very, very small. Yeah, we're allowed fireworks in the state of Idaho, but a lot of the stuff they sell, you have to go over to Oregon to buy, or closer to Oregon, Caldwell. Some of the better stuff. You can still get that stuff here. It's just more expensive. It's cheaper to go to Inyo. And nobody even knows where I'm talking about. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. So, right after those lakes, like Lake Walker and whatever other lake is on the other side of Area 51 land, basically is where Inyo is. Inyo is about 2.5 hours from there or more. You buy fireworks there. It's on Native American land. No shit. They sell fireworks. But the sad thing is they don't even make them themselves anymore. They used to take pride in that too. And, nope, they don't make them themselves. They buy them from China. No wonder they all blow up. I think that's China's plan. If they lose a few fingers, we don't care. We still in business. Sorry, I had to try to make people laugh. You know what's funny? My old town in Arizona, they make fireworks now. They make fireworks in the middle of the desert. Are you shitting me? You can burn the whole fucking desert down. I guess there's not much there to burn, but my brother lives there. His wife. Their 3 kids. Can't really say that. My adopted aunt lives there. Same with my adopted uncle. Yeah. This dog comes out here to hang out with me just so she'll wait. Like, she'll literally wait and wait and wait and wait for me to come to bed and walk back and forth and come out here, lay by me, sleep for an hour or two, lay by me some more, move back to the bed, come back in here. She has a routine about it. I don't know what the hell her problem is. She's just a weird dog. Don't ever buy older dogs. No, I'm kidding. That was mean. Definitely buy older dogs. They have more personality. Just sad thing is I can't have another dog around her. Oh, she farts, bro. You don't want to be around this lard ass when she farts. She'll literally do a fart that'll clear a whole fucking room. All right. I shit you not. She's been by the fish tank, and I just had some fry lay, and she farts and lays the bomb, and some of the fry die. She has a stinky ass. So we got this air fryer thing, right? And I have yet to use it. I might as well plug it in and see how it works. Because I put some French fries on the counter a couple hours ago to defrost them. The counter looks messy, but it's not. Trust me. It's just clutter. So I guess this fries them with the power of air. Go figure. Gotta figure out which thing to unplug though. Whoa. We're just going to toss the whole 2 bags of fries in there. All right? We're not going to read anything. We're not going to read instructions. None of that garbage, okay? We don't do that in this house. It'd be cooler if I had a plug somewhere right here that it was closer so y'all could see everything. I'm just looking. Whoa, dude. I want to be able to select. Why can't I select? Okay, so you can't select on this one. That's lame. I hope she didn't ruin those cookies. They're from Amsterdam. It's the last one. How's Cappy been anyway? I haven't seen that fool in forever. And he doesn't really do much YouTubes anymore, I've noticed. What we should all get together and do is like a Facebook video call or something. Or even Instagram. I think you can have multiple people on Instagram too, or something like that. If you guys are wondering why I don't do the scooter thing anymore, it's because the scooter thing, I'll show you, doesn't make you enough money anymore. It really doesn't. You see this nonsense? $2.60 a scooter. What am I going to do with $2.60? How am I going to feed myself off of $2.60 fucking cents? Yeah, nobody can live off of that. I'm wondering, do you need any oil or any of that in there? So I haven't put none of that in there. I ain't even put no butter. It's alright. Not my favorite thing in the world to use. Hope it don't catch the house on fucking fire. No, $2 is fucking some crap meal at McDonald's or Burger King or something like that. That ain't even a meal, it's a snack. So you see why I don't do that for a freaking living. I'm trying to get a job up at the ski resort so I can freaking ski for free and all that other crap. And who knows, it might be a continuous job, year after year. asks me to come back or whatever the next season. It's just a seasonal thing, though. Some money's better than no money. But I will not do that. That's like degrading myself below what I will accept as a pay grade. I thought about that actually. Me and Mom were talking about doing something like that, but breeding coral and pretty much, like be able to like run it around or whatever, sell it to people when other people don't have it. But to do that, I need another saltwater tank set up. I don't have the extra right now. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm vacuuming because it needs to be done at least once or twice a day, in my opinion, but some people don't do it that much. Especially if you have a dog, it needs to be done once or twice a day. And or if you have allergies, it needs to be done once or twice a day. I'll show you why. What was gross when we first moved into this house is they didn't even clean anything. They didn't even vacuum. She didn't have nothing steam clean. She didn't have a pest control worker come through and make sure the house was all right. She didn't do any of the norm. I guess you don't have to in Idaho, though. They can just get away with whatever. I wish life was just that easy. You didn't have to. You didn't have to pay your rent. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to pay your car note. You didn't have to, it would be set up on a pedestal in front of, jury and blah, blah, blah. You didn't have to. I wish life was easier where you didn't have to instead of my life where I've had to. Been to juvenile hall. That was fun. Yeah, that would be the day, right? That would be heaven. Yeah, they're almost done, man. With 5 minutes left on the clock. And what's cool about this thing is it remembers, like, how much time it had left. So say you want to go and throw your spices on real quick. You're all right to do that. I wish I had another computer right now so we could go downstairs and check out the fucking fish tanks or those cameras already like I was talking about. But being broke sucks. Like I said, I want to put a small tank up here, but I'm not sure if she's okay with that yet. Haven't gotten the okay yet, you know. Yeah. I finally found a food I like to feed them all, including the salt water. It's I think it's called Omega-1, but it's made in America. I've always had that problem where things were made in China, made in Japan, made here, made there, but never made here. Why? In America. Why not America? You know, we always talk about how America first, America this, America that, but then people buy products that aren't even fucking American. Blows me over. Yeah, well, I tried that before. You remember how that worked out? She stopped taking care of it. It's like, no offense, I hate to use this or about my own mom, but her taking care of a fish tank is like a child taking care of his chores or cleaning his room. And that's the honest truth. She won't do it unless you nag and nag and nag and nag and nag and nag. And that's why that one fish ended up with Popeye. And, I didn't tell you guys the story before that. Before she ended up with Popeye, my main breeder, she was breeding up a storm and she had had enough of the males in the tank, and she swam up inside of the filter intake to get away from them. And I shook the filter intake around, and I was like, Mom, there's something in there. There's something in there. And finally, I go like this and go back into the tank, right? Fish comes out. But I think what my next thing is going to be one of those like 8 foot tall racks from either Home Depot or Walmart, and a couple 55 gallons. That's what my next big thing is. Oh no, he wasn't in the sponge filter tube. He was in the marine land. He was right up in the marine land intake. I don't know how she got up there. I mean, but it was like literally stuck in this part of the Marineland intake and would not come out. It was tired of being harassed. And it sounds like the food's almost done. But I doubt it's like fully cooked to my standards. Oh, I know. They can light up a tank. So can some of those hang drop lights. They can light up a tank. So can a heat bulb. It can light up a tank. Just don't have it too close to the damn tank because you'll burn your fish. You can light your tank with damn near anything. It doesn't have to be this or that. It could even be one of those purple plant bulbs. People don't really know what those are. They're like $5 or $6 at Walmart. This thing only goes up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to have to tell Mom that. That's no bueno. I wonder how chili would taste in that. Air fried chili. I'm crazy, people. We already knew that. I've got 2 marine lights. One I got for free because the other one started flickering 2 weeks after buying it. So they sent me out a brand new one, free of charge. Didn't even have me send the old one back. Go figure. Right? So I've got 2 of the same light now on my saltwater tank, so that when I start my next saltwater tank, I already have a new light. Which I'm thinking my old Jebo, I think that's what that tank is. It's a really old tank. Anyways, you can't fill it all the way because we went over this when I was doing freshwater in it. It has a leak in the upright top corner, and I just don't know where it's at. And I've tried sealing it and tried sealing it and tried sealing it in that corner, and I can't get it. And vice versa, I just gave up on that tank, sealing it, and it's in storage right now. But it's got like tan border base. It's a bow front, and it's a 33 gallon. And I'd like to do that one in saltwater, but the only problem with doing that one in saltwater is having another stand. And I'm going to build a new stand. And the next stand that I build isn't going to be like the last stand. We're going to use a piece of birch on the top, which is a very expensive wood to put on the top. But it's going to be flat. It's going to be level. It's going to be perfect. That's just for one tank, but I want to use one of those racks like everybody uses, but I'm just too fucking broke. Broke. Broke is a joke. You know which ones I'm talking about, the metal ones. I could pull it up right now and you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to wrench them together and all that crap and build it yourself, and I think you can pay someone at Home Depot to come build it, but I'm not that fucking lazy, all right? I know some people out there, they're really freaking lazy, but I'm not that fucking lazy. I like that you can choose whether or not you have kids watch this video or not, because then it allows me to cuss as much as I fucking please. Yeah, fuck, fuckity, fuck. But I can't do that out front without somebody calling the cops and then calling my landlord and being a scumbag and getting into my damn business. Go figure. Okay, so there's certain parts of my town. I want to talk about this for a second. Where we were driving the other day. I don't know if it was lack of sleep or only having 5 hours of sleep or what. But I shit you not, I don't see things like this unless they really were there. And I shit you not, I see a spirit walk across right in front of me and my mom when we're delivering scooters. Because we tried it the other night for the first time in like months. Made maybe $88 in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. It's not worth it. Okay, so, but I'm telling you guys that I basically saw this aberration, I want to say it was like, just appear out of nowhere, and then as my mom drove by, I swear to God, she run it over. And then a few minutes later, I shit you guys not, there must have been somebody who got run over on that corner, because I shit you guys not, a few minutes later, an actual person starts running down the street. It was the weirdest thing in the world. And I know I don't trip out on things like that too often. So I know that it was a ghost. An apparition, as they call it, or whatever. What's funny is I live in a historical district. And I'm a history nerd. Well, they look nice and crispy. My grandma bought us this. I didn't know I'd actually be the first one to use it. Dude, I should have freaking air fried some cheese on top of that. Yeah, you heard that right. Some cheese on top of that. The apartment that my cousin used to live in before we moved to this house, all of us, and then he moved out of here. I shit you not, I go up and down that thing in the elevator, going to bars and stuff and all that. Every single time, I shit you not, I swore somebody was walking behind me, and there was nobody behind me because I checked behind me. It was the creepiest thing ever. You just made chili with cheese? I had chili last night and baked potato with chili, vegetarian chili, obviously. I still eat cheese. I love blue cheese. I love all types of cheese. Still eat eggs on occasion. Today was one of those occasions. Like I'll eat them maybe once, twice a month. Kind of says a lot. And basically, when I make chili, I throw all the fixings in there. I'll throw some chili peppers in there. I'll throw some actual beans in there. I'll throw some celery in there, some carrots, and then I'll take that can of Hormel and I'll mix that all up in there. And then I'll take the fake meat and I'll mix that with the packet of chili or McCormick chili powder stuff. Oh my God. Get in my belly. I miss Vern Troyer now that I said that. Mini me, get in my belly. I see we got some people that are looky-loo and lurking, but aren't talking. And then they left. Dang. I was supposed to do a stream the other night on Friday, and I didn't end up doing it because we ended up getting too busy, and I had a job interview this morning, and I couldn't stay up another night over the time that I was going to get up and go to the job interview because I made myself look like a fool not going to the first one because I pretty much have the job, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to be second cook in the line and somebody else will be main cook. So it'll be cool. We're getting back to that. That's why we're trying to redo the greenhouse and all that and fix it. And